My friends, life does not reward the ordinary. It rewards the extraordinary. Every person you admire today, every individual who built great success, every name that echoes across generations, once stood where you stand right now. They were not born with crowns on their heads. They were not handed thrones or treasures. They simply chose to no longer remain average. They understood that the average road leads to average results, and they refused to settle. If you want to move from average to fortune, if you want your life to shine brighter than your struggles, there are steps you must take. Steps that will turn your vision into reality. The first step is to transform your mindset. Fortune begins in the mind long before it manifests in your hands. If you think small, you live small. If you see yourself as weak, you act weak. But the moment you lift your vision higher, the moment you begin to see yourself not as a struggler, but as a victor, not as ordinary, but as destined, something inside shifts. Your thoughts create your destiny. A farmer cannot sow corn and expect wheat. In the same way, you cannot fill your mind with limitations and expect abundance. Fortune starts with bold thinking. Tell yourself daily, I am capable, I am chosen, I am rising. Do not be conformed to the patterns of average thinking. Break out of the prison of smallness. See what others cannot see. Believe what others dare not believe. That is the seed of fortune. The second step is discipline. Desire without discipline is daydreaming. You may have big visions, but without daily habits that support them, your dreams remain castles in the air. Average people quit when it's hard. Those who reach fortune persist when it's hard. Every great destiny is built not on occasional bursts of energy, but on consistent, disciplined effort. Wake up earlier than the ordinary. Work harder than the ordinary. Prepare more than the ordinary. Study, train, and sharpen yourself daily. Fortune favors the disciplined. Think of the athlete who wins medals. It is not the talent alone, but the daily sweat, the repeated practice, the unwavering commitment to a standard higher than the crowd. Discipline is the bridge that carries you from intention to manifestation. If you can master your habits, you can master your future. The third step is to embrace opportunities and persist with unshakable faith. Fortune rarely comes in a golden box with a red ribbon. It often comes disguised as hard work, as challenges, as risks that others are too afraid to take. Average people run from difficulties, but those destined for fortune run toward them. Every trial you face is not designed to break you, but to shape you. Every door that shuts in your face pushes you closer to the one that will finally open. Persistence turns rejection into direction. You must believe even when you cannot see. Faith is the fuel that ignites fortune. The world belongs to those who dare to say, even if I fall 7 times, I will rise 8. Even if the road is long, I will not turn back. Even if no one believes in me, I will believe in myself. So, my friends, if you want to go from average to fortune, lift your thoughts beyond the ordinary. Discipline your habits until they become your ladder, and walk with persistence and faith that refuses to quit. The journey is not easy, but it is worth it. The crowd may stay in comfort, but you are not made for the crowd. You are made for greatness. Stop living as though life is a rehearsal. This is your time, your chance, your destiny. Fortune is not waiting for someone else, it is waiting for you. Now rise above average. Step forward in courage. Fortune is not far from you. It is already within you. Average living always begins in the mind, and so does extraordinary living. Your mind is the soil in which every seed of destiny is planted. If you fill it with weeds of doubt, fear, and smallness, then even the richest opportunities will wither away. But if you nurture it with the seeds of vision, confidence, and faith, then no storm can stop your harvest. Fortune begins with mindset. To rise above average, the first and most important battle you must win is not outside of you. It is inside of you. Think for a moment. Why do 2 people standing in the same place, facing the same challenges, experience completely different outcomes? One sees impossibility, the other sees opportunity. One complains, the other creates. One says, I cannot, the other declares, I will. What separates them is not resources, not education, not even talent. It is mindset. Your thinking determines your becoming. As the proverb says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If your thinking is average, your life will remain average. But if your thinking shifts to greatness, your life will follow. When you wake up in the morning, what do you tell yourself? Average people wake up and say, "Here we go again. Another long day." But extraordinary people wake up and say, "This is my day of opportunity. This is my day of increase. This is my day to rise." The difference may seem small, but that mindset shift transforms how you approach everything. You either drag yourself through life with complaints, or you run into life with expectation. Mindset creates momentum. History is full of examples. Look at those who built empires, those who wrote books that shaped civilizations, those who created inventions that changed the world. They were not the strongest, not always the most gifted, not even the wealthiest, but they thought differently. They dared to believe when others doubted. They chose to see greatness when others only saw the impossible. That is what you must do. If you want to move from average to fortune, you must stop thinking like the crowd. The crowd is satisfied with mediocrity. The crowd settles for what is easy. The crowd fears what is different. But you are not called to live in the crowd. Fortune belongs to those who think beyond the limits of the ordinary. If you want to change your life, change your thoughts first. When you change how you see yourself, you change how you act. When you change how you act, you change what you attract. Some people sabotage their own destiny because of negative self-talk. They say, "I am not smart enough. I am not qualified. I don't come from the right background." These thoughts are chains that keep them bound in average living. My friend, break those chains. Replace them with words of life and destiny. Declare, "I am capable, I am worthy, I am destined for greatness." Do not wait for others to affirm you. Speak into your own life. The world may not clap for you, but heaven has already placed greatness inside of you. Mindset also requires vision. Fortune does not come to those who drift without direction. You must have a picture in your heart of where you are going. See the business you want to build. See the family you want to bless. See the impact you want to make. Vision fuels the mind. Without it, you wander. With it, you advance. Write your vision. Speak your vision. Live your vision until it becomes reality. And let me remind you, this transformation of mindset is not a one-time event. It is a daily choice. Every morning you must decide, will I think like the average, or will I think like the extraordinary? Every challenge will test your mindset. When problems arise, average people cry, but extraordinary people rise. When rejection comes, average people quit, but extraordinary people persist. Your thoughts are the steering wheel of your destiny. If you want fortune, you must steer it with faith, courage, and vision. So the first step to going from average to fortune is to transform your mindset. Think big when others think small. Believe in possibilities when others surrender to impossibilities. See yourself as destined, chosen, and equipped. When your mind expands, your world expands. And when your world expands, fortune cannot help but find its way into your hands. If the transformation of the mind is the foundation, then discipline is the structure that carries you from vision to reality. Fortune does not fall into the laps of those who simply wish for it. It is attracted to those who are willing to pay the price of consistency. Dreams are free, but the journey to fortune requires discipline. And here is the truth. Average people lose not because they lack talent, but because they lack discipline. Talent may open the door, but discipline is what keeps it open. Every great life is built on the foundation of habits. Show me a person's habits and I will show you their future. If you do what the average do every day, you will remain average. If you choose the habits of the extraordinary, you will live extraordinarily. Fortune does not respond to emotions, but it responds to patterns of discipline. The world is full of dreamers who start strong but never finish. They begin a project with excitement, but when challenges rise, their consistency dies. Fortune, however, belongs to those who show up again and again, even when no one is watching, even when results are not immediate, even when it feels uncomfortable. Think about the athlete who trains daily while the crowd sleeps. The discipline of his body creates the glory of his victory. Think about the musician who spends endless hours rehearsing the same notes, polishing until perfection. The beauty of her performance is born in the unseen discipline of practice. Think about the entrepreneur who works tirelessly to refine his ideas, while others waste time in distraction. His wealth tomorrow is the result of discipline today. Behind every visible success story, There are invisible disciplines. Behind every fortune, there are habits that the world does not see. Discipline is not punishment, it is liberation. It sets you free from the chains of mediocrity. When you discipline yourself to save money instead of wasting it, you are buying your financial freedom. When you discipline your body with healthy choices, you are investing in years of strength and vitality. When you discipline your mind with study and learning, you are building a future no obstacle can steal. Discipline is the silent architect of fortune. Average people are mastered by their feelings, but those who rise to fortune master their feelings through discipline. Feelings say, stay in bed. Discipline says, rise. The world is waiting. Feelings say, quit, it's too hard. Discipline says, persist, victory is near. Feelings say, I don't feel like working today. Discipline says, work, because greatness is not built on moods but on commitment. You must decide, will you be ruled by feelings or will you rise with discipline? And remember, discipline is not built overnight. It is developed through daily practice. Start small but be consistent. Choose one habit and guard it fiercely. Read a little every day. Save a little every week. Work a little extra every season. The compounding effect of small, disciplined actions creates massive transformation over time. Fortune is never one giant leap. It is the accumulation of many small, consistent steps. Some will say, but discipline is hard. Yes, it is. But regret is harder. Regret is heavier than any discipline you will ever carry. When you choose the pain of discipline today, you avoid the pain of regret tomorrow. Ask yourself 10 years from now, do I want to look back with pride or with sorrow? Your habits today answer that question. My friends, understand this. Fortune does not belong to those who wait for perfect conditions. It belongs to those who create momentum through discipline. Consistency is greater than intensity. Anyone can be passionate for a moment, but only the disciplined remain steadfast for years. Passion may start the race, but discipline finishes it. So cultivate discipline in your life. Guard your time like treasure. Build routines that support your vision. Remove distractions that rob you of focus. Train your body, your mind, and your spirit with daily consistency. Let your life become a pattern of excellence. And when others wonder why fortune seems to flow into your hands, you will know the secret. It was discipline all along. Yes, discipline may feel difficult in the moment, but it is the secret door through which the average cannot pass. If you desire fortune, build the habits that others ignore. Refuse to be a prisoner of your moods, and instead, become a master of your destiny through discipline. The extraordinary is simply the reward of those who do consistently what the ordinary will not. Every journey from average to fortune will always pass through the gates of opportunity, persistence, and faith. These three forces are like the wings of an eagle. Separately, they have power, but together they lift you above the storms of life. You cannot live an average life and expect fortune if you keep running from opportunities, if you lack persistence, or if your faith collapses at the first sign of trouble. Fortune favors those who seize moments, who refuse to quit, and who keep believing even when the evidence around them whispers otherwise. Let us first speak of opportunity. Life does not always hand you fortune wrapped in gold. Many times opportunities come disguised as challenges, as risks, as responsibilities that others avoid. The average person waits for perfect timing, but the extraordinary person creates timing. If you wait for the right conditions to start, you will wait forever. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is when you decide to act. Opportunity is everywhere, but only those with vision can see it. Fortune belongs to those who act when others hesitate. While some complain about problems, others find solutions and build empires. History is filled with stories of ordinary people who embraced opportunity in unlikely places. Think of the entrepreneurs who saw possibilities in industries others ignored. Think of the leaders who rose during crises when everyone else ran away. Opportunity is like a river. It keeps flowing, but only those who step in will be carried forward. Do not stand on the shore of excuses while the river of opportunity passes you by. Be bold enough to say yes when others say no. Be courageous enough to step forward when others step back. But embracing opportunity alone is not enough. You must add persistence. Fortune is not for the faint-hearted. There will be obstacles. There will be rejections. There will be failures. Average people stop when it gets hard, but those destined for fortune keep going. Persistence is the refusal to quit even when you are tired, even when you are discouraged, even when doors keep slamming in your face. Every rejection is not the end. It is redirection. Every failure is not defeat. It is training. Persistence transforms stumbling blocks into stepping stones. The world does not remember those who tried once and gave up. It remembers those who refused to surrender. The inventor who failed 1,000 times did not let failure define him. He persisted until light shone for the whole world. The pioneers who faced ridicule kept pressing forward until history crowned them with honor. Persistence is not glamorous. It is often lonely. It is often painful, but it is always rewarded. Fortune belongs to the ones who dare to rise one more time than they fall. And then there is faith. Without faith, opportunities will look too risky, and persistence will feel too heavy. Faith is the fuel that keeps you moving when logic says it's impossible. Faith sees beyond the visible into the invisible. Faith whispers, "Keep going," when circumstances shout, "Give up." You cannot walk the road from average to fortune without believing in something greater than your present reality. Faith allows you to hold on to your vision even when you cannot yet hold it in your hands. Faith is not passive, it is active trust. It is stepping into the unknown with confidence that the ground will appear beneath your feet. It is working when results are not immediate, because you believe the harvest will come. It is preparing for opportunities before they arrive, because you know they surely will. Fortune responds to faith, because faith shapes your actions, your energy, and your persistence. When you bring opportunity, persistence, and faith together, you become unstoppable. Opportunities open doors. Persistence keeps you moving through them. Faith gives you the courage to continue until you reach your destiny. This is the trio that separates the average from the extraordinary, the dreamers from the achievers, the wanderers from the wealthy. So, my friends, do not shrink back when opportunities come. Do not give up when persistence is tested. Do not lose faith when the road is long. Your fortune may not come overnight, but it will come in time if you keep embracing the chances before you. Keep pushing when it hurts, and keep believing when no one else does. Remember this: every great fortune is built on the courage to seize opportunity, the strength to persist through struggle, and the faith to believe that destiny is waiting on the other side. The path from average to fortune is not a straight road. It twists, it turns, it tests, but if you walk with open eyes for opportunity, with unbreakable persistence and with unwavering faith, then no power on earth can keep you from rising. Yes, fortune is waiting, and it is waiting for the one who dares to step, to endure, and to believe. My friends, the journey from average to fortune is not a mystery, nor is it reserved for a chosen few. It is a path, a process, a set of steps that anyone willing to pay the price can walk. First, you must transform your mindset, for everything begins with how you think. Lift your vision higher than your circumstances. See yourself not as ordinary, but as destined for greatness. Second, you must cultivate discipline, building daily habits that will carry your dreams into reality. Discipline may feel hard in the moment, but it is the very bridge that leads you from intention to manifestation. Third, you must embrace opportunities, persist through trials, and walk in unshakable faith. These three will give you the strength to rise when others fall, to continue when others quit, and to believe when others doubt. You are not here to live an average life. You are not here just to exist, to survive, to blend into the crowd. You are here to shine, to rise, to create, to conquer, to walk in the fullness of the destiny that has been placed inside of you. The road is not easy, but it is worth it. Fortune will not chase the hesitant, but it will run to those who dare to believe, to act, and to persist. So I say to you today, refuse to settle for mediocrity. Break free from the comfort zone of the ordinary. Lift your mind, discipline your habits, embrace the doors of opportunity, persist when others stop, and anchor your heart in faith. If you do this, you will not remain average. You will rise. You will break through. You will walk into fortune. And when that day comes, you will not only hold wealth in your hands, you will carry greatness in your spirit, influence in your voice, and legacy in your life. The world is waiting for you to rise. The time is now. Step forward with courage. Step forward with vision. Step forward with faith. Your fortune is calling.